Ever wondered how your brain, a 3-pound mass of jelly, can contemplate the vastness of the universe? It's a question that has puzzled scientists for centuries and continues to bewilder us today. Our brain is not just a blob of gray matter, but an intricate symphony, playing a complex composition that shapes our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. It's like the world's most sophisticated orchestra, with approximately 86 billion neurons as the musicians. These neurons, or nerve cells, are the basic working units of the brain, each one a tiny marvel of biological engineering. Imagine for a moment a city at night, the twinkling lights, the buzzing activity, the constant hum of life. Now multiply that by a billion and you will begin to understand the complexity of your brain. Each neuron is like a house in that city, sending out electrical and chemical signals to its neighbors, creating a network of communication that is as complex as it is beautiful. These neurons communicate with each other using a language of electricity and chemistry. When a neuron receives a signal, it generates an electrical pulse. This pulse travels down the neuron's long, slender arm, known as an axon, until it reaches the end. There, it triggers the release of chemicals, which cross a tiny gap to the next neuron, transmitting the signal. This constant, rapid-fire communication between neurons is what allows us to think, to feel, to remember. It's what enables us to dream and to imagine, to contemplate the mysteries of the universe and our place within it. But here's the catch. While we know a lot about how neurons work and how they communicate, we still understand only a fraction of the brain's overall functioning. It's a bit like understanding how a single instrument in an orchestra works, but not knowing how all the instruments come together to create a symphony. Yet, despite understanding the brain's basic mechanics, it remains one of the greatest mysteries in science. And that, my friends, is the fascinating enigma of our brain's intricate symphony. Imagine if we could decipher the brain's language, its intricate symphony of signals. A fascinating prospect, isn't it? For years, neuroscientists have been trying to crack this code, to understand how billions of neurons, the tiny cells that make up our brain, communicate with each other to create thoughts, emotions, and actions. Now, let's dive into the world of neuroscience research. Here, scientists are working tirelessly to understand the brain's communication. They're employing sophisticated techniques such as electroencephalography, or EEG, and functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI. Each of these methods offers a unique window into the brain's inner workings. Let's start with EEG. This technique records the electrical activity of the brain. Yes, you heard it right. Your brain communicates through electricity. Whenever neurons, the brain cells, send messages to each other, they generate tiny electrical signals. By placing electrodes on the scalp, EEG can detect these signals, allowing scientists to monitor brain activity in real time. On the other hand, fMRI measures brain activity by detecting changes in blood flow. When a certain part of the brain is in use, blood flow to that region increases. By using a powerful magnetic field, fMRI can track these changes, providing a detailed map of brain activity. These techniques have already revealed much about the brain, but we're just scratching the surface. The brain is a complex organ with about 100 billion neurons, each with thousands of connections to other neurons. Decoding this complex network is like trying to understand the language of an alien civilization. But why are scientists so eager to decode the brain's language? Well, imagine the possibilities. We could diagnose mental disorders more accurately, develop better treatments for brain diseases, and even create devices that can read our minds. The ultimate goal? To enable direct communication between computers and the human brain. This might sound like science fiction, but companies like Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk, are already working to make this a reality. Imagine controlling a computer or a robot with your thoughts. The future is closer than you think. And with that, we end our exploration of the brain's language. But don't worry, there's plenty more to discover, so stay tuned. Welcome to the dawn of neurotechnology, a field that is not as far-fetched as you might think. Neurotechnology, in essence, is the marriage of neuroscience and technology. It's a rapidly expanding frontier of scientific research and technological innovation that's all about understanding the intricate workings of our brain and then finding ways to interact with it. Imagine a world where we can treat neurological disorders at their roots, enhance our cognitive abilities, or even communicate directly with machines using only our thoughts. Welcome to the world of neurotechnology, a world where such possibilities are not just hypotheticals, but are becoming tangible realities. One of the key players in this grand symphony of the brain and technology is what we call brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs for short. These devices are designed to enable direct communication between the human brain and external devices. They act as translators, decoding the brain's complex language into signals that machines can understand and vice versa. This two-way communication can open up a world of possibilities. Imagine a future where a person with paralysis can control a robotic arm as naturally as their own, or where a person suffering from memory loss can have their memories restored. BCIs can make that possible. They can help us to not only treat but also to understand neurological disorders like never before. But the potential of neurotechnology and BCIs isn't just limited to medical applications. They could also play a role in cognitive enhancement. Imagine being able to learn a new language in a fraction of the time it normally takes, or having the ability to solve complex problems faster than ever before. It's a brave new world indeed. One company leading the charge in this space is Neuralink, spearheaded by the visionary Elon Musk. From implantable devices to high-bandwidth data transmission, Neuralink is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in neurotechnology, propelling us towards a future where the line between the human brain and artificial intelligence begins to blur. But that's a story for another time. For now, let's revel in the dawn of neurotechnology, a field that is not as far-fetched as you might think. Neuralink isn't just a product of science fiction, it's a real company with ambitious goals. Nestled in the heart of Silicon Valley, Neuralink is a beacon of progress in the realm of neurotechnology. The mission of Neuralink is nothing short of audacious: to create a future where humans and computers can communicate seamlessly. Imagine a world where you could control your devices, not with a click or a swipe, but with a mere thought. That's the world Neuralink is striving to build, and they're not afraid to push the boundaries of what's possible. Neuralink's ongoing research is primarily focused on developing ultra-high bandwidth brain-machine interfaces. These are essentially tiny implantable devices that can read and write neural code, translating thoughts into actions and vice versa. This isn't just about sending a tweet with your mind, though that would be quite the party trick. The potential applications are as vast and varied as the human brain itself. Imagine being able to restore sight to the blind, to enable the paralyzed to move again, or to cure neurological conditions like epilepsy or Parkinson's disease. These are just a few of the possibilities that Neuralink's technology could unlock. And while these applications may seem like they're ripped from the pages of a science fiction novel, they're rapidly becoming scientific fact. Of course, Neuralink's work is not without its challenges. The human brain is an incredibly complex organ, and developing technology that can interface with it is no small feat. But the team at Neuralink is undeterred. They're committed to tackling these challenges head-on, driven by a vision of a future where humans and computers can coexist and collaborate in ways we can barely imagine today. Neuralink represents a significant step towards the future of neurotechnology, a future where the line between man and machine isn't just blurred, but erased entirely. Neuralink isn't just a company, it's a pioneer, leading us into a brave new world where the only limit is the scope of our imagination. Neuralink represents a significant step towards the future of neurotechnology. So, what does the future hold for neurotechnology? Well, if the current pace of innovation is anything to go by, we're in for a thrilling ride. Picture this: a world where neurotechnology could potentially revolutionize the treatment of brain disorders. Imagine a future where conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even depression could be a thing of the past, thanks to the wonders of neurotechnology. But it doesn't stop there. The realm of neurotechnology is not just about curing diseases, it's about augmenting human capabilities. Yes, you heard it right. There could be a day when we can enhance our cognitive abilities, boost our memory, or even download skills directly into our brains, Matrix style. The possibilities are as endless as they are exciting. However, with every great leap forward, there are challenges to consider. The power to manipulate our brains brings with it a host of ethical considerations. What are the implications of enhancing human cognition? How do we ensure that these technologies are accessible and beneficial to all, and not just a select few? And perhaps most importantly, how do we safeguard our most personal selves, our thoughts, in a world where they could potentially be read and altered? These are not easy questions, and they don't have straightforward answers. But they are the questions we must grapple with as we venture further into this brave new world of neurotechnology. The work of pioneers like Elon Musk and his company, Neuralink, is pushing the boundaries of what we once thought possible. They're not just creating technology, they're shaping the future. A future where our brains and machines could be intimately connected. So as we stand on the precipice of this exciting new era, we must ask ourselves, are we ready to embrace this future? Are we prepared to navigate the ethical labyrinth that comes with such powerful technology? And are we willing to redefine what it means to be human in a world where the line between man and machine becomes increasingly blurred? As we stand on the brink of this new era, one question arises. Are you ready to embrace the future of neurotechnology? Share your thoughts in the comments below.